Margaret Atwood is a famous writer from Canada. She is known for writing many books, poems, and stories. She has won many awards for her work. Atwood writes stories about many different things, such as the future, nature, and human life. Her writing is interesting because she uses her imagination to create new worlds, but she also writes about real issues that happen in the world today. She is a very important writer, and many people enjoy reading her books. Atwood was born in 1939 in Ottawa, Canada. She grew up in a time when things were changing in the world. People were talking about big problems, such as the environment and the rights of women. Atwood went to university and studied English and French. She loved reading books and writing from a young age. She started writing poems when she was a teenager, and later she began to write stories and novels. Her first book was a collection of poems, which she wrote while she was still in university. She continued to write poems, and many people liked them. Later, she started to write novels. One of her most famous novels is called The Handmaid's Tale. It tells the story of a woman who lives in a future world where women have very little freedom. This book became very popular and is still read by many people today. The story in The Handmaid's Tale is set in a place where people do not have many rights. Women are controlled by the government, and their lives are very hard. The main character, who is a woman named Offred, tries to find a way to escape from this world. The book talks about power, control, and the rights of women. Many readers think it is a very important story, because it makes them think about how people should treat each other. Atwood wrote this book in the 1980s, but the story is still relevant today. Another famous book by Atwood is called Oryx and Crake. This book is set in a future where the world has changed a lot. People live in cities that are controlled by big companies. The environment is in danger because humans have harmed the planet. The main character, Snowman, looks back on his life and tells the story of how the world changed. He remembers two people, Oryx and Crake, who were very important to him. This book talks about the dangers of technology and how people can hurt the environment without meaning to. Atwood's writing is not only about the future, but it also looks at nature and the environment. In many of her stories, she shows how people interact with the natural world. She believes that humans need to care for the earth and think about how their actions affect the planet. In her book The Blind Assassin, Atwood tells the story of two sisters and how their lives change over time. The book has a mix of science fiction and reality, and it also looks at how people's actions can change their lives and the world around them. Atwood has written many books, and each one is different. Some of her books are about the future, while others are about the past or present. She often writes about how humans are connected to the world around them. Atwood believes that writers have a special job. They can make people think about important issues and encourage them to change the world. In addition to her novels and poems, Atwood has also written essays and articles. She has used her writing to talk about important issues, such as the environment, politics, and the rights of women. She believes that writers can help make the world better by sharing their ideas and making people think deeply about the issues they face. Even though Margaret Atwood is now a very famous writer, she has always stayed true to her values. She cares about the world and believes that people can make a difference. Her writing encourages readers to think about the future, the environment, and the rights of all people. Through her books, she shows how important it is to be kind and fair to others and to protect the world we live in. Atwood's stories often explore the idea of change. She writes about how people can create new worlds or destroy the ones they have. In The Handmaid's Tale, the world is very different from today, and people's lives are changed because of the government's control. In Oryx and Crake, the future is even more extreme, and the planet is at risk because of people's actions. Atwood's books make readers think about what could happen in the future, and how we can make good choices to protect the Earth. Even though Atwood writes about difficult subjects, her stories are often full of hope. The characters in her books may face many problems, but they also try to find ways to survive and make the world a better place. Atwood's writing encourages readers to think about their own lives and the choices they make. She believes that small actions can make a big difference. Margaret Atwood is a writer who has had a big influence on the world of literature. Her books are read by people of all ages and backgrounds. They are not only fun to read, but they also make readers think about important issues. Atwood's stories are often about how people can change the world for the better. Her writing helps people think about the future, the environment, and how to treat others with kindness and respect. She is a true example of how one person's writing can have a big impact on the world. Atwood's work continues to inspire readers and writers around the world. She has shown that writing can be more than just telling stories. It can be a way to explore the world and the problems people face. Margaret Atwood's books will continue to be important for many years, because they ask important questions about how we live and how we can make the world a better place for everyone.